Hello, welcome to the last segment of our Journey of the Wheat Plant. Hello, my name is Sandra Wick, Crop Production Agent for the Post-Rock District of K-State Research and Extension. Well, the 2018 wheat crop was definitely a challenge. From planting the crop to the growing season and through the growing season and to harvest, there were several problems that the producer was faced with. The number one problem, though, was limited moisture. So as you can guess, for most of the growing season, including last fall, we were in a drought situation. So that was the number one reason on why we had some very limited yields for this season. But right now, we're going to take you into a couple combines. We're going to take you directly into the cab when we were cutting the Osborne County test plot with cooperator Keith Doan. We're going to visit with him a little bit on the value of demonstration test plots for the producers of north central Kansas. We're then going to take you into another combine, a special test plot combine that only has a 6-foot header. So stay tuned for some discussion about the wheat plots. So we just wanted to give you an update here in the first cutting of our Post-Rock District wheat test plot. We got here with us our cooperator Keith Doan. So we'd like to especially thank him, because like I said, it takes a lot of extra time. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're cutting each variety. We then weigh each variety, we measure each variety, and then we calculate the yield for each of the varieties. So we have, I believe there's approximately 40-some varieties in this plot, including our check varieties, and we have some seeding rate studies as well.
Right.
So we started out with the seeding rate studies, went from 160, 140, and 120. And then we're just now cutting the varieties, each variety here. We have about 7 check varieties. What we mean by check variety is we use the same variety, and this year it's SY Monument. We put that in about every 6 or 7 varieties. And then what we do is we measure or adjust each of those to that check throughout the field, and that will account for any variability in your field if there happens to be any here. So what do you think the value of a demonstration test plot is like this, Keith?
Well, I think the value is it just lets us see a number of varieties at the same location, and that gives us a chance to pick varieties to use in the future.
Yep, and it's not only for your farm, but it would be all for, north central Kansas. We have 2 other variety studies that we're going to be cutting to, so we'll compare with that. Plus, K-State has their performance tests, so then what you as a producer can do is use all those different variety trials and put those together and try to pick out the best one that would work for your operation.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And I think you can't just look at one test plot. You got to look at all the information that's available. K-State bulletins and company bulletins and books and stuff. And so this is just one little thing. I do think one of the things that really showed up here was actually some winter hardiness, and I don't know where anybody really monitored that, but there was some varieties that was an obvious difference in the winter hardiness of them.
Right, and that's one of the characteristics that certainly producers want to evaluate.
Right.
When they're doing their variety selection. Not only, you said, multiple locations, but also in multiple years. You want to look at over 3 to 4 year averages possibly in each of these varieties.
They're really available, information really available on 3 and 5 year, 2, 3 and 5 year, or,
Exactly, because we can't base everything on 1 year. Okay, here's the computer master of the plot combine. This is Amos. Say hello, Amos.
Hello.
These guys from down around Hutchinson, and it's all computerized, so the combine gives you test weight and moisture. So what he's doing is plugging in the width of the plot, the length of the plot, and then we're catching a sample, and I'll move the video over here. This is a sample that we're going to be catching in order to test the protein. Sure. Okay, there's a picture of that too. Okay, so now we're going to start on the broadcast fertilizer application part of this phosphorus study for wheat. Well, that wraps up the series of our Journey of the Wheat Plant. We want to thank you for joining us to watch all the process of wheat development from the seed to the combine. We hope you've enjoyed this series, but please go to our website at www.postrock.ksu.edu and like us on Facebook, or let us know what you think about our educational series. We will be compiling the yield reports from some of our test plots. Unfortunately, some of our test plots receive very limited moisture, so we won't be cutting all the plots. But simply go to our webpage at www.postrock.ksu.edu. On the left-hand side, go to the Crops tab. Underneath that, there will be a link that you can link on that says Test Plots. So all the yield reports will be posted there. Also, don't forget about the K-State Research and Extension experiment performance fields that are near to us, including Belleville and Hayes. I will have these posted on our Postrock website as well, which is www.postrock.ksu.edu. This has been Sandra Wick, the crop production agent with the Postrock Extension District. Please join us for future educational videos. Thank you.